Hello and welcome along to episode 70 of the Don McKellar sponsored A View from Section C. Welcome along on this very, very cold week, Senior. It's fucking Baltic.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Junior, last week at this time, I was sitting in 30 degrees. Oh, actually, it wasn't. It was on my way home. It was an Tuesday, was it? But, the weather's just ridiculous, eh?
Yeah.
Fucking freezing. Sitting here with sweatshirts and that on.
Yeah. And obviously, we've got a weather warning in place again over Angus for yellow for snow and ice.
Happy days. Really looking forward to this coming back.
I know.
Yeah.
Mind
you, remember when you were a wee bairn, you used to like this? No, it's easy to see you're getting older because you're complaining about it.
I never liked it. I fucking hated it. I always hated the snow. It's just cold, it's wet, it's slushy, it's just makes you a bit. It makes you happy because it's closer to Christmas, but it's a fucking inconvenience.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And you obviously, we're fucking Esty. As soon as it snows or it's icy, that's me. Fucking stuck in the house. But yeah. But, I must admit, I'm starting really bad with the weather. I've only been back a week, and honestly, it's ridiculous.
Just the way to say,
it's getting that bad. I'm on again. I'm on the lem sips at night before I go to my bed, and honestly, I could hear Hunty now sitting going, "Fucking toughen up." I could hear him.
Well, it is a cold yellow weather warning in place, and obviously we've got a midweek game this week. And we're home game Saturday, away game Sunday, so it's a busy week. But we will start off the show with I know we're going to come on to our game reviews and game previews, and we will come on to the league table. But Senior, at one point at the weekend, we were in first place.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely mental. And you know what? It's quite interesting, right? Because people on the work are beginning. They can with that how much we're into ice hockey, right? And they would probably just say, "How the Stars go on the weekend? They got bit. How the Stars go on the weekend? Oh, they won." And that was the end of the conversation. But people are now beginning to speak about it, and it's really, really good. Yeah. What I like about it, right, and this is how I've always said this about Scottish football: get rid of the two ugly sisters, right? The two cheeks of the same arse. Get rid of them, and what happens is the league condenses, and you've got a closer league. And at the moment, there's I think Sheffield's maybe got 18, Cardiff 16, we've got 15, and then I think it's down to around about either 8th or 9th, there's 1 point of a difference. You lose a game, you could be sitting second bottom. You win a game, a couple of games, you could be sitting top. It's been the closest it has been for a long, long time, and hopefully it continues like this.
Yeah. So just on your point about getting rid of the ugly sisters, you get rid of the ugly sisters, and United will still get beat for fucking Queen of the South. But no, like what you're saying though, the Elite League obviously did put up the league table, and I think they said it. There's one win between 3rd and 7th place.
Yeah.
And again, there's only 3 points between 1st and 3rd.
Exactly. If we beat, because this is Tuesday night, we're recording this. If we beat Cardiff tomorrow night, we go back into 2nd place. And I know we've played more games in Sheffield, but we're only 1 point behind them.
What do you mean? If? When?
I get what I'm saying.
We beat Cardiff.
Right. This is now going to, because where we are, right, this will begin to show how much this team's come on.
Yeah.
That if we beat Cardiff, right, or if it's close and we'll lose by the odd goal, or it goes to overtime, this will show how far the teams came for the start of the season. For me, if we could pick up something against Cardiff, it'll be a bonus, because they they're a decent side again this year. They've got boys that could put the puck in the net, and then they've got Bounds who could stand on his head at times. They've got the other guy, I think it's Wall or something his name is. So they've got the GB goalie. They've got also the import goalie. But I like it. I think and I hope it's like this the whole season, because it'll make for a very, very exciting season.
Yep. And Belfast obviously announced a new signing today as well. The guy, is it Cameron Pound? Is that his first
Pound,
name?
Yeah, British, yeah.
So
but that's
someone else coming in for the injuries replacements.
Their injury replacements, yeah. It'd be interesting to see though, because when Johnny Walker left, we did say we were actively looking. So it'd be interesting to see if we maybe begin to bring maybe another body in to help out at times.
Yeah. What I find funny is every time they sign somebody new, they have to put in the statement of due to numerous injuries. Right, okay, we get the point. You've got injuries. Like the rest of them, we've said it in years gone by, like the rest of us, fucking suck it up and we play.
That's it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But before the game tomorrow, there's a big final on tonight. Senior looks a bit lost in this. It's a Great British Bake Off final.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotta love a bit of Bake Off. Gotta love a bit of Bake Off.
Yeah, I must admit, I'd rather be sitting watching The Jungle.
Well, The Jungle will be on after it. So,
but listen, then I get me started about being on early shift, right? You'll get.
We'll hear about that in the morning.
We'll hear about that in the morning. Oh, could you get to the game tonight? What time you leaving tonight? Yeah.
Especially if
I can. I'm actually dreading the game in the morning. Fucking 7:30 face off. Get that in the bin. And people are up fucking stupid at o'clock and we're hitting a 7:30 face off. Listen, it'll not be any worse than Manchester suddenly arriving late and it's the back at 8 and everything. I think tomorrow night, we'll start at 7:30, regardless if Cardiff are there.
Yeah, so ties us in nicely. It's almost like he knows what he's doing on this podcast now. Ties it in nicely to the 51 Club sponsored game reviews. So we did host the Manchester Better Late Than Never Storm on Saturday night. Sorry, it wasn't Saturday night. It was Friday night. So Manchester, with their late arrival, did get a very late goal in the first period. Samuel Tremblay at 1939. Brian Valentini equalised early into the second period at 20:29, assisted by Naas and Harms, but it was pretty much a one-way street after that. Power play goal at 24:25 from Spencer Naas, assisted by Valentini and Badon. Anthony Rinaldi at 49:07, assisted by Jake Elmer and Mr. Kevin Carr. And then the empty net goal at 59:31, the assist by Spencer Naas by that man, James Phelan. Got to get the picture up. I'm feeling it. I was feeling it.
Yeah.
What?
It was not.
Be honest with you, I think it was a pretty dominant performance from the Stars.
Yeah, it was. And, going in at 1-0 down, although you're disappointed, people just couldn't believe we were 1-0 down because we actually dominated that first period. And in times going past, you could probably sit and think, I'm just no, as you say, feeling it. We're 1-0 down. Yeah, I could see this, we're going to lose this. But I think everybody just had that feeling that, it's 1-0, we'll come back and we'll get that. We'll get the equaliser and then we will just go on to victory. I think it was really good that we got the goal right at the start of the period. That helped sort of calm everybody down a wee bit. Yeah. That was a wee bit worried, but yeah, dominant display. Manchester were riding high. I must admit, I think they probably like a bit like us are sort of overachieving at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, you know, Mark said that they're a hard team to play against. They've had a really good start to the season, but they're not any better than us.
No.
And I think the scoreline proved that as a team, an overall team, we are better than them. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Manchester just begin to slide down the standings a wee bit.
Quite possibly. So obviously we did both predict Stars wins on Friday night. You had said 5-2 Stars. I went 5-3. To be honest, both not actually far off it. It was a convincing win.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, I know I joke about it and bring his picture up quite a lot. I thought Phelan had a great game. Ryan Valentini again, just doing Valley things.
That's what it is, yeah. That's what it is. We're beginning to see the player that he is meant to be.
Yeah, and that line with him, Nas and Harms together, just they swarm about like bees. Right? They're just always swarming about on that ice. But again, it was a complete team performance. To only concede one goal. Obviously, still Ingy's still out injured. But Sean Allen, Mackay, Dryden, Mursey, and then the defensive pairing of the weekend for me of Kyle Pouncey and Josh Britton. What a game Britton had. What a
fantastic
game.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. I'm going to be controversial here, Junior, right? And I know. I think Chris is going to struggle to get back in the lineup. I know he's a Brit, right? But I think the way Britton is playing at the back, I really worry for Chris. I really do. Because I could see us. I think we seem to be more settled when Josh is playing as a D-man than a forward.
I know what you're saying.
Just me.
And I understand. I don't think Britton will want to play D anyway. I think he's just filling the gap just now. He's a forward. He wants to be up in the action and he wants to be putting pucks in the net, being that presence in front of goal. He will, as soon as Chris is back, he'll be back up as a forward, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But the problem is you'll probably be a fourth line forward because the other three lines are completely settled.
That's the problem. And I actually think that Josh, he wasn't playing bad, right? But I think his performances have increased and he's got better and his performances are better since he went to the back with Kyle Pouncey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as a pairing, they're a very, very good pairing.
The other thing is,
so was Chris. I'm not slating Chris in the slightest here, right? I'm just saying that the way Josh has settled in there, that partnership has just flourished.
Yeah. Or when Chris is back, do you throw him up as a forward and just get him forechecking like hell? Make him a bash brother.
I can't see it. And it'll depend on how Josh wants to do it. It'll depend on how Mark does it. I think the sensible thing is to play Chris at the back again. That's the most sensible thing to do, and get Josh playing up back as a forward. But in my opinion, we can't afford to have Josh Britton playing as a fourth line forward.
No.
Although, if you look at it, I know we speak about lines 1, 2, 3, and 4, right?
Yeah.
But Johnny McBean, right, is the fourth line, yeah? But he plays with two imports.
Yeah.
So it's just matching with their players. That's to me, it's not a top line. You'll have a starting line and then you'll have everybody else based on the opposition, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it might be a bit hard saying that, I wouldn't want him to play as a fourth line forward, but I can understand where the difficulty for me will be where do we put him back in again when he does go back to playing it forward. So,
Yeah,
but
no, I completely agree. He'll go forward again, but it's where does he slot back in on those forward lines for me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so a massive 2 points.
Yeah.
On Friday night, kickstart weekend, and we then go to Coventry on the Saturday night. So, Senior, we did try our reverse psychology, and we actually weren't far off the scoreline. We said 4-1 Blaze, and it finished by 4-2. So, Carter Johnson with the first goal of the game at 8:23, assisted by Garrigan and Paratino. Then, a bit like it was at home on the Friday night, it was all one-way traffic for the home team after that. Kim Talberg at 26:18 on the power play. Talberg got his second at 34:36, giving him a 2-1 lead going into the third period. Alessio Luciani at 53:52. I think we all thought that was probably it when that third one went in. But Jake Elmer, almost with an instant reply, assisted by Ronaldo and Dow at 54:47. And then the empty net goal came from Kobe Roth at 59:35. You know what? Again, you would have took the split before the weekend started. You would have took your home win and hoped for something on the road.
Yeah.
Again, Coventry, difficult place to go and win. It's only their second regulation win of the season in the league. Obviously, Fife went down there and scored 2 seconds to go to tie it, won in overtime. But although that's only their second win regulation, they're still a decent team, Coventry. And our good friend Danny Stewart, you know,
they're better.
For all his flaws, he's still a decent coach.
I think they're better than what their position suggests. Like, you've just got to look at Guildford, how they started, and how they're beginning to put results together. Coventry will come good at some point. When you've got the guy Talberg, he's a very, very good player. McNulty, that was at Guildford, but with Dick, but again, another very, very good player. You know what? The positive out of that for me is we'll go 3-1 down. 5 minutes to go or something.
Yeah.
And we've got near enough an instant response to get it to 3-2. And time's gone past. That might just twitter away and just the game will just that'll be it. And we'll maybe pull the goal if we get beat 4-1. We might get beat 5-1. And the game will maybe just drift for the last 5 minutes or so. But we kept going. And it has to be an empty netter that sort of seals it on a 4-2.
Yeah.
Disappointing based on with won 5 in a row. But it's, for me, it's no panic buttons. It's maybe from what I heard from people that watched it, wasn't the greatest of performances, but you know what? We're going to lose games. Let's be honest. We're going to get beat at times.
Yeah, and as we say, win your home games and hope for the best on the road. If you lose on the road, you lose on the road. Not many Dundee fans are going to be down there. There was a few on Saturday night, but you look at the last time we played them, we went down, we beat them down there, and then we came back home and we were just all over the shop and lost the game.
That's right.
So again, win the home games. I wasn't that disappointed by the loss on Saturday. It was a gutted. We were up in first place for a little bit. We're thinking, fucking hell, won the hunt up. We're sitting top of the league going into Sunday. But it's not a bad result.
No, it wasn't. I think Mark will probably be disappointed in the performance more than anything else. The result, you want to win. We got beat by a couple of goals. We were in the game right up until they scored an empty netter with seconds to go. That's all you ask of your team. Be in games. If you're not running away with a game and you're pumping somebody, just be in the game. Give yourself an opportunity to win, and that's all you ask for. And that's what they've done over the past few weeks. So, yeah. And Coventry, as you said, Coventry are a decent side. Let's not beat about the bush here.
There are no mugs at all.
Nah.
But it did then obviously leave us with the league table for us after the weekend. So Stars did end up at the end of the weekend in third place, due to obviously other results going their way as well. Manchester losing in Fife and then losing to Glasgow in overtime. So Coventry still bottom of the table with 9 points through 11. Guildford in 9th place on 12. Nottingham in 8th on 12. Now that they are back playing, losing at the weekend to Belfast. Fife in 7th. Glasgow in 6th. Belfast in 5th on 14. Manchester and ourselves in 4th and 3rd on 15. Cardiff on 16 in 2nd place. And Sheffield, top of the league, on 18 points through 11. But again, as you see, it's literally 15 points in 3rd place, 14 points in 7th.
Yeah.
Tight knit.
Yep. And I think it's great. Honestly, do. Because the buzz is back again, because we seem to have a team that's beginning to knit and gel together.
Yeah.
And we're in amongst it. We're in every game at the moment. I think the big thing for the weekend was the crowd on Friday. And I know there was a few freebies got handed out, but yeah, what a night for the freebies to be handed out. Look how many times we've done that before and got pumped.
Yeah.
Massive crowd, and we just let ourselves down. Massive crowd, we got a massive result.
Yeah. No, it was good. In the Bairns behind the goal, they were being a bit loud at times. There was one point there was a massive cheer, and we don't even know why there was a massive cheer. The puck was the middle of the ice. I don't know what was going on. I thought something was happening behind the play. I thought, oh fuck, we've got a fight. Oh no, it's just the Bairns behind the goal cheering. Okay.
Somebody probably dropped their hot dog or something. His mates are getting him shit.
But yeah, it was a good crowd, and to be honest with you, it was a loud crowd. The ooh-ahs, it was very reminiscent of the Bacala days, of how loud the chant was. Even the Go Stars Go, obviously the drum beat we would do, Dun D Stars. That Dun, Shannon actually turned around when we did the first Dun. Shannon turned around and went, "Fucking hell!" And I was like, "What?" She went, "That was loud."
Yeah.
Still mid drumming. What's wrong with you? Like, it was loud at times. Which you see it every year. Players feed off it. So no, it was good.
Definitely.
So sitting in third place. The other thing we need to touch on, obviously, is the top point scorer. Although tied in first place, Valley is up there.
I know.
And
you know what? I never even knew this until I got posted on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. And I looked at it and I just thought, he's coming absolutely no place. Absolutely no place.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? Over the past wee while, he's done really well. He's always on the scoreboard, right? And then I starts looking down. I'm like, oh, okay, the guy Pelch. Okay, Danny Cristo. Oh, fucking Spencer Nass. And I'm suddenly at 5th. I'm like, we've got 2-point scorers in the top 5.
Yeah.
And I think if you went down a wee bit further, Captain Fantastic's in amongst that as well.
Yeah. So that Spencer Nass there on 14 and Dryden's on 13 through 13 games. Spencer Nass being there on 14. There's about another 5 or 6 players on 14 as well. It is a point scoring league this year. It really is. But
which is shit for the goalies, to be honest with you. Like, their stats will be shit.
Yeah. But speaking of which, it does bring us on to the next segment, and it can only be about the title of the show this week. Captain Fantastic himself, Dryden Dow. Listen, we said last week, we're running out of things, words to say about this guy, but he has to have his own part of the show this week. He's to be second top goal scorer in the league as a D-man. It's almost like Ottawa Senators Erik Karlsson when he won the Norris Trophy. Just, you didn't expect a D-man to put up that many goals, that many points, and do his defensive responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yet, he's doing it consistently it's not even every week, it's every single game.
Yeah. His consistency level is just ridiculous. That's it in a nutshell for me. It just, and he's like, I know we said about the forwards, we've not really got forward lines, but he is the number one D pair, having Mursey, right? So he's playing against top boys, and he could still do what he does. I would probably say now that we are now getting peak Dryden down now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what. Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, just think, he was nearly gone. He was nearly at Coventry.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for COVID, he was nearly at Coventry.
Yeah. Now, I'm not too sure how this works, but there's been a couple of debates on social media about Dryden, right? Is he eligible for GB?
He's eligible for GB after, what is it, 4 years in the country?
Yeah. So
because the rest of them do it. The rest of the imports will do it. So
for me, I think if he is eligible, right? You sometimes as a fan, you don't want them doing it because you worry about them getting hurt or stuff like that. But it might be controversial here again, but I'd like somebody to come up, right, and just show me a better D-man in the league at this point in time than Dryden Dow. I don't think there is. Yeah. At this point in time, I don't think there is.
That certainly we've seen recently.
Yeah.
You know, we've not seen Sheffield this year.
No.
We've not saw Cardiff yet this year.
Yeah.
So as of what we've seen right now, he is certainly could possibly best team in the league. And again,
and could play for any of the teams.
Yeah. Looking back at his production as well. So as I said that 13 points in 13 games. Dryden is now third on the all-time Dundee Stars assists with 116 assists in 220 games. He is only third behind two absolute legends. British hockey legend Tony Hand, who, let's put this stat out there again, because I love putting this out here. 137 assists in 80 games. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then first place is obviously an absolute Dundee hockey legend himself, John Dolan, 216 assists in 431 games. Dryden is now fifth in all-time points for Dundee, behind, again, John Dolan, Paddy Lockie, Don McKellar, sponsored, Tony Hand, and our old pal, Teeder Wynn.
Yeah.
What a list to be on for Dundee hockey.
What a power play. What a power play that would be.
Oh, God. Oh, I know.
Yeah. What a power
Could you
play
imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. 4 forwards and a D-man. Wow. What a power play that would be.
Yeah.
I'm running out of words for Dryden because we said it a long time ago, and it's a great phrase. He just gets it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. He just gets it. And I hope that Dryden just sticks it out with Dundee all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be good. It would be. Now listen, if he gets a Farina type of move to to Cardiff to allow him to really go and win a championship. You would never hold it against him. But it would be good if he hung it out here and hope that. Listen, they've said it this year, Junior. We're winning the league, so he may as well just stick it out this season.
We'll always say it, right? Just didn't go to Sheffield or Nottingham, Dryden, right? Just the two clubs that will never will give you shit for is Sheffield and Nottingham. Or Fife and Glasgow, obviously. But
you know what? I must admit, I'd rather he went to fucking Sheffield and Nottingham rather than these Ouija's. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Yeah. Like we're wee pal for the podcast. I ain't going to sign for Glasgow. Oh, Glasgow would like to announce the signing of Charlie Combs. Oh. You know what I mean? So, Dryden, if you're listening, mate, go to anybody. Go to anybody, just not Glasgow.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm with you. I think Dryden, we always said it about John. You know, John was the local lad. And then you had Paddy Lockie. Paddy never left. He when he left, he went to Edinburgh because there was no Dundee. He went to Edinburgh. Yeah. He wanted to keep playing, but obviously had the business, so he was still trying to keep playing in business at the same time. And then he came back. He came back in that Elite League year, and he'll even admit it himself, like he did in the podcast. He should never have came back. He knew he wasn't capable of doing it, but he did it. He came back because he wanted a wee bit of closure. I think he wanted to retire Dundee player.
Yeah, I think so.
We spoke about Jeff Marshall.
Yeah.
Jeff Marshall, obviously, there'll be loads of arguments on who is your best D-man ever for Dundee. Dan Ratushny will be up there. Jan McKell's up there. Marshy, Borgatello. Dryden Dow's certainly one of the top two in that list now. But
he comes into it.
But we speak about Jeff Marshall, and we say that Marshy he ended up becoming Mr. Dundee. He stuck it out. He stuck it out in the, no offense, but the down days, the dark days for Dundee's hockey. Professional to come back down to then go back to the league. He stuck it out. He went to Edinburgh and then he came back. He stuck it out with what? Then he went and lived a life, with the family. And again, he came back for the Elite League. And again, just wasn't him. It wasn't the Jeff Marshall fee before. Dryden, again, I'd love it if he stuck it out to the end of his career. I would. But like you say, I would not be surprised if a big team came back in at the end of the season. The way he's playing right now, I would not be surprised if a big team came in for him.
Yeah. Everybody that saw Jeff Marshall play always commented on how good a skater Jeff was, right?
Yeah.
Probably as good going backwards as what he was going forwards. And for me, the ultimate compliment I could give Dryden is up there with his ability, his skating ability, his points production, the way he plays the game. He just goes about the game the right way. Yeah. And it's for me, he's very, very similar to Jeff Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about Dryden this year is he's got a bit of a snarl about him.
He's an angry wee man this year.
Yeah, he wants to take somebody's head off, right? He just wants to fucking rip somebody apart. And you know what? It reminds me of the season when we had Kyle Haas playing. He knows that he's got guys that'll come in for him now. And it's not just Sean Allen. There's a few of them that'll jump in there, right? You got Sean Allen, you got Chris Mackay, you got Josh Britton, you got Brendan Harms will probably do it. Potentially Spencer Nass will do it. Phelan will do it. There's a few of them, There's a few of them that will stick up for the captain, and that'll allow Dryden to go and play his game without needing to worry about having to try and do everything because we're team shit. Doesn't have to worry about that this year.
Yeah. But I had to bring this up about Dryden. We say it every week that we run out of words to say about him, but just what he's done this season so far: 13 points, 13 games, second top goal scorer in the league. because they've got a joint, so technically third. But yeah, just keep it up. Keep doing Captain Fantastic things.
Yeah, just lead from the front.
Yeah, so in saying that, hopefully leading from the front tomorrow night. So Craig Niche Decorator sponsored game previews. So we do have the Cardiff Devils at home tomorrow night, or tonight if you're listening to this on Wednesday, or if you're listening to this on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The game's already been played, or the night before, or a couple of nights ago, or a few nights ago. But Cardiff Devils at home on Wednesday, the Sheffield Steelers at home on Saturday, and then the Nottingham Panthers away on Sunday. So, Cardiff, first time playing them this season, isn't it? We've not played them yet at all.
No, I don't think so.
I think we've played them away.
Not that I'm aware of.
I kind of mind playing them away anyway.
No. We were not meant to be, and it got cancelled.
Yes, yeah, but I couldn't remember if there was a game before that though. But
no, I think that was meant to be my first game with them. Yeah. But,
so
this is up till now. This is now with the teams that we're playing. This is the biggest weekend that we will have.
Yeah. I think this is now I would say this is probably the marker now. For how we're wanting to go on. You know, we were in Edinburgh today, obviously, with no ice time usually on a Tuesday for the club. So they were in Edinburgh at Murrayfield today for training. Game tomorrow. They'll probably have a light skate Thursday, training Friday, and then game on Saturday to Sheffield. And I think, looking at it, for me right now, Sheffield are the league winners. They are playing some good hockey, and I can't really see anybody past those orange bastards. But it's two tough home games, two very tough home games. I'm happy if we could take. I'm actually happy if we take 2 points out of both of them.
I think
be ecstatic with 3.
Yeah, I think the Cardiff game is going to be the game. If we're going to win a home game, I think it could be that one. But there's a guy that plays with Cardiff. Is it Alderton or Alderson or something like that? This guy, he's a new forward. He's top drawer. Like they'll need to watch what they're doing with him. They've still got Sanford. They've still got
Joey Martin.
Waller. Is Martin still there? Is he? Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game against Cardiff. But if there is a game out of this wee sort of 2 home games, I'm quietly confident this might be the one that we get the 2 points from. Cardiff didn't like travelling up to us during the week. We've pumped them a few times playing midweek games against them up here.
Yeah. But the main thing that we need to watch out for, of course, with Cardiff is their very quick 2-on-1 break down the ice. Pass across, one time back door.
Yeah.
Usual against us in Dundee.
Yeah. I'm hoping that because we've got a different coach that Mark will have maybe sussed that out by watching previous games. But
it happened with Omar and it happened with Jeff.
They're rapid, aren't they? They are absolutely rapid.
Yeah.
But and then Sheffield, our wee mate will be up. The wee dick that he is.
Fuck's
now got the big C on the jersey.
C for tube.
Yeah. So,
God,
but I'm like you, Junior. I think on paper at this point in time, they're the team to beat. Belfast since we beat them, suddenly went rapidly downhill into having to go and spend money phase. I just didn't think that would happen. Even after we beat them, I just thought that was a blip for them. And then I thought that they would come back firing on all cylinders, but they've not done it. But Sheffield are very, very consistent at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nottingham back. A loss to Belfast. Wasn't a disgraceful loss either. I believe it was quite a competitive game. Belfast just took their chances. Difficult game. Always difficult to go into Nottingham. We've always found that. We've had a few wins here and there over the years, but a lot of them losses. But again, they're obviously playing for something different this year as well.
Definitely.
So it's 3 games.
I think we Nottingham though, Junior, right? I think what happened to me against Belfast is I just think lack of ice time maybe just caught up with them.
Yeah.
They hadn't played for a few weeks. Yeah, match sharpness is probably dwindled a bit. And then obviously the way the guys are feeling. And it'll take a long time. It'll take a long time for these guys to overcome that. They lost the D-man. Is it Bjorklund or something his name is?
Yeah, but I don't know what it was though, because the press release was a bit weird. That they said that, he will go on and play in Adam's memory.
I just
as if it was like he was looking for a new club.
Yeah, I just think
he doesn't know what
the overall. I think maybe just the overall experience of seeing what happened maybe just got to the guy, and he's maybe struggled, and he might struggle going back into that arena. So good luck to him wherever he goes. But he was a good player. But there's just Nottingham. I think once they get their legs going again, I think they will start climbing up that league as well.
Yeah. But as you say, a lot of people were going about, the top 5 point scorers being from four of them, or from the non-Big Four teams. But as someone else so kindly pointed out, and I agreed with it when I read it, that they're scoring spread along their whole roster. They're not relying on just maybe your Valentini, Nass, Dryden. They are getting, numerous guys from different lines, their first line, their second line, their third line. Sheffield, for example, Dowdy will be putting up points. The guy is it Watling? He'll put up points.
Yeah, Valorant will put up points. There's a few of them, eh?
There's a guy, Josh Nichols, as well. He's one that I've noticed is putting up points here and there.
Junior, if you look at our own team, right, and if you look at the points production per game, our team, quite a lot of our team will be averaging over a point a game. Like Bowden, right? How many games has he played? 4 games? 5 games?
So
something like that. And he'll be sitting, he'll be averaging close to a point a game.
7 assists in 7 games.
There you go.
And then
point again.
At the rest of them, Valentini's 15 and 12, Nass is 14 and 13, Dryden 13 and 13, and then it's all under a point after that. So Harms 10 and 13, Britton and Rinaldi 9 and 13, Paratino 7 and 13.
Yeah. But they're still they're close to it. So it is a bit spread for us as well, which is good. But it's also good that we've got 3 guys, if you include Dryden, that are putting points up every single game.
Yeah. Right. Predictions.
Okay.
Cardiff on Wednesday.
Stars to win 4-3 in overtime or penalty. 4-3.
So I was actually going 4-3 Devils. Sheffield.
Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? I'll go with my head.
I'm going with my head.
I'll go with my head. I think Sheffield will win 5-2.
Okay, I've said 3-1 Sheffield. And Panthers on
Sunday.
I haven't lost the days of the week already. It's only Tuesday.
Sunday in Nottingham. I think so what we said, we'll beat Cardiff in overtime. We'll get beat for Sheffield in regulation. I think we'll get beat from Nottingham in overtime or 3-2.
3-2 Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
So
whether it's OT or penalties.
Yeah, I'm going to be the defeatist of us this week. And I'm going to say 4-2. It's going to be an empty netter, but 4-2 Panthers. I'm having us with, unfortunately, no points this weekend or this week, just with the teams that it is that we're playing. Okay. Not based on our performances, just based on Cardiff, second place. They pumped Fife at the weekend. They'll be on a high. Sheffield, I can't see past them for the league this year so far. I think they'll come out all guns blazing, and I think the travel will kill us going to Nottingham, especially with being at a 4 o'clock face-off on a Sunday down there.
Yeah.
So I think that could kill us.
Listen, we're just guessing at scores here, right? See if we come out with 0 points.
Oh, no, I've seen it.
And we've came in to these games, or we've came out of these games, given absolutely everything, and we've just been beat by the better team, then you just put your hands up and go, we're going to beat by a better team. It's as simple as that. And we've said it before, people just want effort, fight, and determination against the big teams. And you need a bit of luck at times, and hopefully we'll get a bit of luck and more luck than what other teams will get. So,
yeah. So, on that, it then does lead us on to
the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, the good could only be Ryan Valentini. I was thinking maybe about Kevin Carr, but I think when Ryan came up, when I seen it on Sunday, and his name was at the top of the scoring charts, it could only be Ryan Valentini for the good. The bad, I think the bad is the fixtures this week. I think they've just not been good for us at all. Cardiff midweek, Sheffield, and Nottingham. All you needed was Belfast on Friday night, and that'd have been it. That'd probably been the worst thing. So, yeah. And the ugly, I don't really think there's much ugly, to be honest with you, Junior. And just, maybe I'm going to maybe call it Team Stripes, I just thought that
I get in trouble for this.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who the referee was. The Mauser. At the Manchester game. Couldn't tell you why it was. And the other referee was it Graham? Scott Graham? Graham Roger. Yeah. So anybody that's smaller than Graham Roger, right? that's got to be fairly ugly. Let's be honest with you, right? What the guy? I thought it would have been better just with Graham refereeing the game himself.
Yeah. He
just didn't do nothing. Like there was one time somebody fired the puck and nearly hit him in the head because he wasn't paying attention. I was just like, whoa, what happened there? And the puck went skimming past him. He could have took his head off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't impressed with his performance.
He had
as a referee against the Manchester game, so he would be the ugly.
He was in Belfast on the Saturday for the Clan game.
Right. Who is it? I don't even know.
Somebody Matthews, I think. Austin Matthews, his wee dicko brother. Could be.
Emphasis on the
Matthews. Wee. Yeah, it could be about Austin Matthews. The Mauser like Matthews. Wee dick.
Yeah. So that was it. That's it, Junior. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Well, That was a good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly also was nearly that Dryden. I thought Dryden was going to go back. I'm just thinking back to that Manchester game when he got put in the boards head first, and there was no call on the play, and Dryden got up and he was fucking raging. He was not a happy man. But yeah,
I also thinking back to the Manchester game, was there no part of the way during the game Abdi thought somebody was going to try a mitch again?
Oh yeah, was it no Elmer?
It might have been. I think he thought about it.
He put his stick down it and then he never got it up and he just kind of dragged it back round. That could have been ugly in one or two ways. Ugly that he never pulled it off, or ugly that he pulled it off. But yeah, so on this day, Senior, we had one signing on this day, 28th of November.
So, 28th, okay.
In 2014, 2 days before we announced this signing, Matt Ryan announced his retirement from ice hockey. So obviously Matt Ryan had signed for us from the Nottingham Panthers that year, and he was shit hot in pre-season, and then disappeared for the rest of the games.
He was a top drawer player, was he?
He was good. But on this day, to replace Matt Ryan, we signed Ringa Rosie, Sean Ringrose.
Sean Ringrose. Yeah.
He came in and did a job, because that was a poor team that year, and he did well in that team.
Ringrose was okay, but on his game, he was no Matt Ryan, was he?
No, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was phenomenal.
What a player he was. You can't. That's like any of these signings that you just didn't think he'll never sign for Dundee.
Well, you look at that season, right? Ringrose, Plumpton, Blight, and you're thinking, we've signed three big boys. Like Evan Chevry's brother was the goalie. Mark Chevry signed that year as well. And we thought, if he's as good a goalie as his brother is a forward, we've got a good team here. And it just never worked out that year for Hutchie, and that was obviously last year, right after winning the conference.
That was a painful one. That was really disappointing.
3 games. In 2015, we had a league win away to the Manchester Storm by 6-4. Absolutely no goal scorers, thanks to the league's website for that. In 2018, fucking hell, Senior. 2018, we had the second leg of the Challenge Cup. We were coming back from Belfast after only losing 4-2. We thought we were in with a shout of possibly causing an upset at home. And we lost at home by 8-0. So
firmly put in our place, were we?
So I'm not going to say blame the Elite League for not having goal scorers on that. I'm blaming the Stars for not having any goal scorers on that night. But on this day in 2021, we did get some revenge on the Giants as we won away at the Odyssey by 3-2. Goals from, we mentioned them earlier, didn't really want to mention his name again, but Charlie Combs, Connor Sills, and the game-winning goal by Captain Fantastic Dryden Dow.
Outstanding. Yeah.
That is on this day.
So, I don't know if you've seen your text. I can it's not on this day, but it was on this yesterday.
On this
27th of November. On this yesterday. The 27th of November, 2015. Fight for a guy playing for him called TJ Craig.
Yeah.
He had the long hair. Thought he was a tough guy. Until he met Farina.
Yeah.
Silly laddie.
A lot of people were tough guys until they met Justin Farina.
Yeah. Puck was behind the goal. Pfeiffer going to want to set up, and Farina's pounding on his head at the team benches. Happy fucking days.
I need to find that video now. Is it on British Hockey Fights?
Yes, it was. It was on Twitter today.
I need to have a look at it.
jockey fights on this day.
Yeah.
Our juice. Dishing them out.
Our juice. Last thing is obviously just to plug a wee bit of merchandise again. We've had some orders come in over the last week, and we are now starting to run low on some stock. Coasters, mugs, and tote bags. I actually think we're down to 2 tote bags left. So I might need to get my business partner to get some more made up whilst we do these episodes. Keeps her busy. But yes, we've had a few orders put in that for some mugs and coasters and that as well. So we are stock's starting to dwindle. So if you are wanting some last minute Christmas presents, again, give us a shout, drop us a message on social media, drop us a message private, like to our personal page, or give us a shout at the rink. Our Betty got her stuff. She's absolutely over the moon with it. Gary Monroe's Betty got a mug, a tote bag, and a coaster. And she was all happy with herself. And she was all happy with herself. And Gary Monroe got himself a few slate coasters as well. So yeah, so they are starting to run down in the stock. So if you are wanting stuff, please do give us a shout, and we'll get them to you before Christmas, of course, because we'll see it again.
Yeah. When's the cut-off for orders for Christmas? Because again, a couple of folk in the work have actually asked me about mugs.
So we've got the stock in the house.
When? Right.
So you just need to let us know how many you need, and we'll get them out to you.
Yeah, cool.
There's no real cut-off. The real cut-off is when we run out of stock. First come, first served. You ain't far, you're last. Yeah, but on that is the show for this week. Senior, thanks for joining us again. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, Junior. It's good to see you. I'll maybe bump into you the morning.
I maybe bump into the morning, and maybe bump into you on Saturday as well. But okay. Yeah,
we'll bump into you on Saturday. We're going Christmas shopping on Saturday.
We are going up to Christmas garden centre Christmas shopping. It's no present shopping. It's decoration shopping.
I'm looking forward to that.
Also, wait till you get to this place. It's fucking unreal. It is phenomenal. It's my new favourite shop at Christmas time.
Stop it.
Brilliant.
Stop it. You're sounding like Costello and McNichol going on about fucking hobbycraft now, eh? Get what I mean? Stop it.
Speaking of hobbycraft, I get discount in hobbycraft if McNichol's listening.
So Ronnie Costello and Paul McNichol's listening. If you're needing anything for hobbycraft, right now that we're fucking pumped out the cup, give Junior a shout.
But on that note, again, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Our views are still going up and up every single week for listeners and views on YouTube. When they amalgamate them together, they're going up all the time. So again, thank you so much for the support. Again, if you want any merchandise, just give us a shout. Enjoy the rest of your evening and your day if you're listening to us tomorrow, and we will see you tomorrow night at the rink.